Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to this workshop. So today we are going to talk about how to create a SaaS portal with Amazon AppStream 2.0. This is the workshop page. Of course, you'll need to have some experience with AWS. It will last 2.5 hours. I will try to make it less because I know the steps. And then you need to be careful with the prerequisites. You need to have an account, obviously. You need to set up the AppStream environment before starting the workshop. There is a tutorial here that you can have a look at if you are interested in knowing how to create that environment. And of course you need an email. Optionally, there is a CloudFormation template that you can launch, and it will set up everything for you. In order for you to know how that is done, you just need to click on this link. Okay. But what we're gonna do today is to start from scratch. Okay, so as you can see here, you'll accomplish many things. You'll create a static website. You'll set up Amazon simple email services to send emails. You will make the streaming application available to user. So there will be the authentication part where you're gonna set up Cognito. You'll be obviously using Amazon Identity and Access Management to create permissions, security policies and roles for the execution of a Lambda function that we are going to set up. So here you go, Cognito. We're gonna say set up a user pool. We're gonna set up our code in AWS Lambda, and we are going to set up our RESTful API, which will be our entry point to execute the Lambda function that will actually launch the AppStream link, and you'll be able to start your SaaS. This is the global architecture. So basically the user is here. He will access the website through S3. So we will set up S3 to host a static website. We will set up Amazon Cognito for authentication, and we will set up Amazon API Gateway as an entry point to trigger the Lambda function that will trigger the Amazon AppStream SaaS. Okay, so this is the architecture. There is 6 modules. We'll start by hosting the static website, manage users, build a serverless backend using Lambda, deploy a RESTful API using API Gateway. Then we will test our setup and clean up the project resources. As I said, there is a prerequisite here. So we have the account, the AWS account, we have the email, but this part is missing. So basically you'll need to do that first of all before even starting the workshop. So in your console you need to go to AppStream 2.0. I have already created the stack, but I'm gonna show you how I created it quickly. So instead of creating your stack and fleet, you might use this quick links link, and the first thing in the list is how to set up an AppStream 2.0 stack to stream applications. Okay, so this is what we need. You can set up a sample, and in case you don't have a SaaS, obviously we will need a sample to show as a demo. And you'll start by providing the stack detail. So I kept it as a default example stack. You can rename it if you want, but you need, of course, to take note of the name. Then you can skip all of this. You don't need anything specific thing. You just need to create a stack. Okay, so next step will be to choose the image that contains the SaaS applications. In our case, we have two examples here, two images. One image that will contain Firefox, Notepad++, Eclipse, etc. So you have many applications here that you will access remotely. So that's our purpose. Instead of using applications locally, you will use them remotely through streaming, application streaming. And AppStream 2 is the service for that. So you keep the first option open, checked. So here it is selected by default. So you just need to click on next. You keep general purpose medium, and here be careful. This is the first thing you're gonna change, which is the fleet type. So instead of always on, let's choose on demand. Okay, you can keep everything as is. Click next, and here there is the second change, and the second change that you need to do, which is to enable default internet access. We will need obviously internet access to access our application. Then keep everything as is. The same thing here. Don't change anything. Next, we will allow copy paste. We will allow also uploading and downloading. And then you can click on next. This is the summary of our setup, and you can click on create. Basically here I have the same name done, so maybe I will change it to 1 just for you to show the creation of the new stack. And I will click on create here. So here hopefully the stack will be created. So here you go. You have the message here after a few seconds saying that the stack is created. So if I look at my stacks here, I have changed it because I have created one before, but here, as you can see, it saved the new one I have created, and it has also launched a fleet. So the fleet name is the stack name and dash fleet. So these are the two components that we're gonna use later. So that's it. Very simple. And of course it will take some time to start. It's an entire fleet that will be launched. So we can start with the next step while it's created. Let's go back to the our reference. So for those who would like to explore and try to make it by themselves, there is detailed instructions here. Okay, so you need to hit this yellow button in the bottom to start the workshop. So let's start by hosting our static website. Okay, So here it says that you can deploy the website portal in any AWS region. So we have a couple of regions. Here what we have selected is North Virginia. But whenever you select a region, whether it's North Virginia, Ireland, Oregon, or whatever region, you need to keep working in that region. Okay, so very important. So I have selected North Virginia in my case, and then I can start with the next step, which is to create a new Amazon S3 bucket. So here you go. Let's switch to S3 now. And it says create a bucket. In the bucket name, type a globally unique DNS compliant. It needs to be unique, of course. So maybe you can name it as the name of the workshop. Maybe you can add your name. Maybe you can add some digits. In my case, I have chosen AS2 Shams, and I have created another one. But let's start from scratch here and create our bucket. So it's very easy. You just create a bucket, general purpose. I would call it AS2 Shams 2. Okay, so it needs to be unique. If it's not unique, when you wanna save it, it gonna prompt you that the bucket name exists already, so you need to change it. All right. So here in the steps, it says that you name it, and the region field verify that the correct name is selected. The correct region is selected, and then you can create your bucket. Okay. So as you can see here, 2 exists already. So I will change it to 3. Create. And done. I have my bucket here. Next step is to upload the example Corp website assets to your Amazon S3 bucket. So as you can see here in the instructions, it's prompting you to download a repository. Okay, so you need to click on that link in order for you to save that static website files in your local machine. So here it's a zip file, so you need to unzip it. Okay, so I have the folder here. It contains some HTML files, some images, and some assets like CSS, JS, etc. Okay, so these are the files that we have. So what we are going to do here is to unzip the file. That's what we have done. And then in the bucket name list, I'll choose the bucket. The bucket is already here, so I just need to select it. And then as you can see here, you have the upload button, and you can add files and folders. Okay, so here it prompts you to click on the upload, drag all your selected file into the upload dialog box, and choose upload. Okay, so we're just uploading our files inside our bucket. Okay, so I will quickly do that, so follow along. So this is my folder, new folder. It has all these files. So what I need to do is, as per the instructions, select all of these files and then drag them here. Okay, so we'll have all the folders here and files, and then you can upload. Now it's uploading all the files. We will wait for a couple of seconds while it's done. So we are done actually with this step 3. Then step 4 is about to enable static website hosting. So our bucket now is just the bucket. We need to just enable an option to make it a web static website host. So yeah, our upload is done. We can then close the upload window, and then here you go, all our files are here. We are good to go. So in the properties tab, if you go all down here, then you have the static website hosting. You need, it's disabled here, as you can see. The instructions says to enable it. So you just enable it, set the index file, which is index.html. Okay, as you can see here, we have our index.html file. We need 2.2, and that's it. Simple. All right, so we are done with this step. We have entered the index.html. You need actually here to make note of the endpoint URL, which is this one. There you go. So static website hosting, same section where we edited and enabled the static website hosting. You will have this link. I'm gonna open it. Currently it will say that there is an error. It's forbidden, obviously, because we didn't work on this on step 5, which will allow us to make it possible to see the index page. So let's have a look at what our step 5 is talking about. So here you configured the website, you made it public, but you need to set permissions in order for it to be publicly accessible. So stay with the Amazon S3 bucket selected. The console shows permissions. So we have another tab here, which is called permissions, as you can see. So we need to select it, and then we need to edit, choose edit to change the public access settings for the bucket. Okay, so here block all public access is on. We need public access. We need to switch that off and save the changes, and we need to confirm it, and the change is done. Okay, so edit the change, clear all the checkbox. That's what we have done. Confirm. On the permission tab, choose bucket policy. So there is the last step that we need to do, which is the bucket policy here. Okay, so here we're gonna edit it and paste the code or the permission policy JSON content that we have here. So in the bucket policy editor, copy and paste the following policy. Of course, you don't need to blindly, copy paste things and then save and then wonder why there is an errors. That's because you need to carefully read the instructions. It says here that you need to change this placeholder, your bucket name, by the actual name. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this, paste it, and then change. This is the name of my bucket, so I'm gonna change it here. Okay, right, that's the name of my bucket. I changed it here, so I'm good to go. Save changes. Now let's have a look at our bucket. So here we allowed to publicly access that static website, and here we go. This is the index page. actually, that you can edit and maybe re-upload if you want to override the existing one. Okay, so it's completely flexible, and there you go, we're done with the first step, which is to host a static website. Now let's move on to the next step, which is manage users. This is easy, we're gonna go quickly about it. So the first step is to set up SES, simple email service. So it says here that you need to go to this link. So I'm gonna keep the old tabs open because we might need some values to copy paste, and then go here. So here there is some differences. Here it says under identity management, choose email address. As you can see here, there is no email management. They changed it with the configuration identities. So instead of going to identity management, choose email addresses, we need to go to configuration identities. And in the identities, as you can see, I have set the email from which I'm gonna send emails. You know, when you create new users, you need to verify the emails. So I receive that email with the link to verify, and that email should be sent from AWS, and SES is the service for that. So you just need to create an identity, choose email address, put your email address. In my case, I put my work email, but you can use your personal email if you want to. And then you create, and then when you create it, you will receive an email saying that you need to verify. So I'm gonna quickly access my Gmail inbox, check my email that has been sent. This is the email. Then you can click on the link to verify, and then it will redirect you to this page saying congratulations, your email was verified. So if I go back to my identities, as you can see here, it says verification pending, but if I refresh, because I have clicked on that link, now it's verified. So you need to make sure to verify the email. Okay, so that's our first step. The second step is to create a user pool. Very simple. You need to go to this service. So let's visit another service here, which is Cognito, and then it says choose manage user pool. There is no manage anymore, it's just user pool. So you need to click on it, create user pool, traditional web application. Okay, you can name it if you want, or you can keep the default. Then you can choose email here, and then here you can set what you need to capture from your users. I don't want to capture any additional things, just the email, and they will set their password later. So you just create your directory, and that's it. It's just user pool. You'll see its purpose later, but here, of course, if you are developing an application, you can select the language that you want, and then you can integrate the authentication inside your code. So instead of developing the authentication part by yourself, you just need to use Cognito, and it will do everything for you in the background. So this is the one I have left by default. I have created it. I have created another one a couple of days ago. but you know the drill now. You know how to create a user pool. So that's done. I created my pool of users. Okay. The next phase is to create what we call app client. Okay. So after create user pool, create an app client to use the example Corp website for signing up and signing in your users. So let's go ahead. Before that, I just wanted to show you what's the interface that we have here. Signin.html is the page that we are going to use here. It exists in our folder already, as you can see here, but it's static. We need, of course, to point it to the right place in order for it to be working. So we are working on that currently. Okay, so let's go back to our instructions. In step 3, it says that you need to go to your user pool and select the user pool you have created, and then add an client here, app client. Okay, so app client here is already created for me automatically when I have created the user pool. In case you don't have it, you can choose add an app client. It's very simple. You just name it. There is no such thing anymore, generate client secret checkbox. You need to unclear it, but it's not there anymore. And then you choose create app client. As you can see here, it's very simple as well. You create an app client, traditional, and then you name it, and that's it. You don't need to fill this out. There is no checkbox as per the instructions, but you can ignore it and then click on app client, and that's it. That's how you clear step 3. You can skip step 4. It's about to customize the from email address. We don't need that. You can skip it. It's not important. Let's move on quickly to module 3. Build a serverless backend. So here you go. Now that we have set up our front end, we are going to set up our front end. All right. So let's go ahead with the steps here. So you have step 1 is to create an IAM policy for the custom IAM role. Okay, so in this case we need to go to IAM, or identity and access management. So this is where you set up your permissions. It says here that you need to go to policies, then create a policy, and then select the JSON tab folder and copy paste this code. I will copy it and follow all of those steps. So it says that you need to go to policy, create a policy, and then select the JSON editor, select everything, and as you can see here, you need to set your ARN AppStream ARN AppStream fleet and stack. Okay. Oops. So let's go back. JSON here. I'm gonna paste my. So these are the resources that we want to allow create stream URL action to. Okay, and these are also for allowing to check out the logs. Don't do this in real life, but for the purpose of this demo, I will just put star here. Okay, so I love creating streaming URL on all my resources, but usually you need to specify which resources are. And then next, you name the policy as2 policy. demo I have created already, so I will just so these are the permissions, AppStream and CloudWatch. Then you create the policy and it's done. So here I can filter by custom. Here this is the one I have created now, and this is the one I have created before. Okay, now it's used by no one because in the next step here, so we have created the policy. In the next step we're gonna create the role that will be used by Lambda. So we stay in the same interface, the IAM interface, and then now we will create a role. Select type of trusted entities, keep AWS service selected, choose Lambda, then next permissions, then you filter the policy if you have many. We have just 3, so we will easily pick up the permission that we have created in step 1, and then review and create the role. So easy peasy. Roles, create a role. It says that you need to keep AWS service, but you need to choose Lambda here. Okay, so keep Lambda, and then here you need to associate it with the policy that we have created, which is this one. Next, you name the role role demo. Okay, you keep everything as is. So we have associated the role with the permission and create role. Okay, so there you go. AS2 role demo. The previous one I have created was called AS2 SaaS role. Okay, but they are the same. I'm just repeating what I have done already for the sake of the demo. Now, there you go. This is the main thing we need to do now, is to create the Lambda function. Now that we have created the role, we're gonna use it when configuring the Lambda function. So it says here that you need to open the Lambda window. So let's open the Lambda window here. Lambda interface. So I have already a Lambda that is created with the right code, but for the sake of the demo I will show you how I did it. So you author it from scratch, you name it AS2 Lambda demo, for example. Then for the runtime, okay, as you can see here, it asks you to choose Node.js 8.10, which is not here in the list anymore. So the least version is Node.js 18x. I would go for Node.js 20. It works for some, but sometimes where I have selected Node.js 22.x, it didn't work, so I just used Node.js 20.x for this demo, and it worked. So you can choose that safely, and hopefully it will work. So we have named our function, we have chosen the runtime. My code is in JavaScript, so that's why we are using this runtime. All right. Now let's go back and make sure that under permissions, choose the icon next to choose or create an execution role. Then do the following. For execution role, choose use an existing role. For existing role, choose the role that we have created. So this is very important. We need to choose the existing role, which is the one we have created here. Remember, AS2 role demo. So you're gonna select that, and then we're done with the config. Now we need to set the code and the code I will provide the file that contains the code in the video description. Okay, so don't worry about that. I will just grab it from my yeah, here you go. This is the file. As you can see here in the demo, it's a little bit different. So it provides here the code, but it's outdated. So it could work with the Node.js 8.0 runtime, but not with the one that we have selected. So I amended it so it works with the new runtime. It's not very different. As you can see here, you have the parameters when you set the fleet name and stack name that we have created first, I think, during this demo. So you need to provide here the names. I have already filled this out with the default fleet and stack name, and then here you have to set up the access control allow origin. So this is a placeholder. You need to, of course, to put the domain that you're gonna use, which is Amazon AWS.com. Okay, so you have it in two places. So I have replaced that. Actually, for the sake of the demo, I just replaced it by star, but you need to look at your domain and set it properly. Alright, so let's go back to my code. So this is the original code, and this is the updated code. Okay, so as you can see here, it doesn't start directly with the require blah blah. It starts with the constant, and then you have to use this code instead of the one in the instructions. So as you can see here, I have named my fleet name and stack name. I have filled them out with the values, and then here I just replaced it by star. Okay, for some reason I tried Amazon AWS.com, but didn't work. But anyway, for the sake of the demo, let's copy this code. Again, I will provide it in the description of the video, and then come back here where my code is and remove, and then paste my code here. Okay, so this is my code. I have pasted it. I'm good to go. So here you will not find the save button. You will find the deploy button here on the left hand side. So you need to deploy, and it says here, well, I think it was deployed automatically, but successfully uploaded. There you go. So all green. We're good to go with the next steps. So these are the values that we need to replace. We replaced them, and then it says that you need to save the function. I have deployed it, and we are done with the Lambda function. So perfect. Step 3 or module 3 done. Let's move on to the next step, which is to deploy the RESTful API. Okay, so this is the last step before we start testing. So we have a couple of steps here. We have created the Lambda function, but we need to trigger it. We need the trigger. The Lambda function will not be launched by default. Okay, so alone, sorry. It needs a trigger in order for the Lambda function to be executed. So our trigger here will be the service API gateway. So let's go to API gateway and check out the steps. All right, I have created one already, but let's get started with creating a new one from scratch. So it says create a new API. So I have clicked on that link. If this is a subsequent API operation, choose create API. Anyway, under choose the protocol, keep REST selected. Okay, so you have a couple of options, and then there is no selection anymore. You need to go here, REST API, and then click on build. So this is one of the differences here. So don't look at what to select. You need just to click on build. So we have the REST API that we start building. Under create new API, keep new API selected, and under the settings, your name, you put the description, and then you select edge optimize as the endpoint. So let's go back here and see what we have. So it says keep it new API, name it to API demo, for example. You can put any description you want, and then the API endpoint says that you need to select this value, edge optimized. You can keep it IPv4 and then create the API. All right. Now here you go. I have created my API. Now I need to go to the second step, which is to create the methods. Okay, so we are here in API gateway. In the navigation pane, enter the API example that we have created. Choose authorizer. Authorizer is here in the left hand pane, and then we're gonna create a new one. Okay, so I guess you guessed what service we're gonna use, Cognito, that we have configured in the second module. So in the authorizer, it says create new authorizer and name it example Corp auth. So create authorizer. I'll keep the same naming, auth demo. Okay. All right. The type is Cognito. For the Cognito user pool, you need to select the one that you have created, and then for the token source, you need to select authorization, and it says that you need to leave the token validation empty. Let's have a look here. So our Lambda function is in US East 1, which is the one we are using now, North Virginia, so we are good to go. And the Lambda function, that's okay. It happens sometimes because I'm using an account from the event source. So I'm just gonna relog in again. So allow me a few seconds. I'm gonna access it and access my account again, my demo account. So I'm using this sandbox accounts for events to access my account. This is the demo that I'm gonna provide, and this is the event that will allow me to access my environment again. So let me look at the there you go. This is my account, and I'm gonna launch my environment again. Accept. There you go. So I'm back on track. This is the environment. I'm just gonna refresh these, and they are gonna catch up with here we go. So this is where we were. So this is the Lambda function, and this is the API gateway. Yeah, we're here. this is the one we have created, the demo one. We were here and we were setting the authorization, create authorizer. We okay, good. We needed to select the Cognito one, so as to off demo. Okay, Cognito. This is the region where we have created this user pool, and as you can see here, this is the user pool with the default name we have selected. So I'm gonna select it. It says in the token source here, you need to type authorization. There you go, and it says that you need to keep this empty, then create authorizer. All right, we're good to go. Create, and then it says now we need to go to the other section, which is the resources. Here is my resources link in the action create resources. So here we need to name it auth, and then the path is /auth, and then select enable API gateway course. Okay, so these are the steps that we are going to do now. So it says here in the action, you can update an API, import and delete, but here we need to create actually a method. So here, as you can see here, it's not like that exactly. It says create resource. So this is create method, and this is the button that you need to click on. As you can see, it was here in the actions, but now it's independent. It's here in the left pane. So let's click on the resource, add resource. So here we need to name it auth. So this is the path, and this is the name, auth. And it says here that select enable API gateway course, which is this one. So you need to select it and then click on create resource, and here you go. So it creates the resource with this method by default, which is called options, but here it says that we need to create a resource under auth, which is here it says that choose action create method, under option choose post. Okay, so here we are going to add a resource or a method and a resource under auth, which is called post. Alright, so this is exactly what it says. Under option choose post and select the check mark to the right of the list to save your changes. So here the interface has changed a little bit, but in the post setup pane, for integration type, keep Lambda function selected. Select the Lambda proxy integration checkbox, Lambda region, and the Lambda function. So all of these needs to be selected. I just wanted to verify something here. So here it says that you need to create a method actually here, as you can see. Choose action and method. So here we are not going to create another resource. Sorry for that. Sorry for the confusion. We are going to create a method under auth. Okay, so we have options already, but yeah, I agree that it's a little bit confusing in the instructions. So that's why I'm trying to help you by creating this video. So here we said that we need the post. We keep Lambda function. Lambda proxy integration is selected. Okay, so it says that you need to select it. Then you need to choose the region. which is the one we have now, North Virginia, yeah, US East 1, as you can see here. And then we obviously will find the Lambda demo that we have created here. We need to select it, then keep everything as is. Okay. For the Lambda function we choose, and then save. In the add permission to Lambda function dialog box, choose OK to confirm the change. Okay, so we are done here. Create a method, and we are successfully done. As you can see here, there is no such thing anymore, which is add permission to Lambda function. We have created that role that will allow us to execute it, so we are good to go. With your new method selected, in the method execution detail pane, choose the method request card. What is the method request card? This is the card. This is what they call card, and this is the method request. So I have post selected after I have created it, and it says that you need to click on this one, and this is the method request. So we are going to work quickly on it. Okay, so we are here now. In the post method request pane, under setting, do the following: choose the pencil icon right in the authorization list, choose the Amazon Cognito authorizer, select the check mark to the right to list to save your changes. So the interface here have changed a little bit. Let's try to adapt to that. So this is our settings. Let's edit them. So authorization by default is none, but what we need to do is to select the Cognito user pool authorizer that we have created in module 2. All right, done. In the authorization scope, here, choose to use the list, select the check mark and the right to save the change. So here it's not saying anything about the authorization scope and the validation as well, so it's out of scope here. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. We just needed to select the authorization, which is our Cognito pool, user pool, and that's it. We are done here. In the resource pane, choose the auth, choose action deploy API. So here, auth, action deploy API. So it's out of the actions as well. Now it's an independent button. So click on deploy API. Then here it says that in the stage, choose new stage. For stage name, type auth. I'm gonna name it auth. For the stage description, you can put any description, and then you click on deploy. At the top of the auth storage pane, the invoke URL displays. Make note of the URL. Make note of the URL. So it says here new stage. Then name it auth. Put any description you want here, and then deploy. All right. So this is the invoke URL that they are saying talking about. As you can see here, execute API auth. This is the entry point that we gonna use in order to authenticate and execute the Lambda function. Tamam? All right. So it says to take note of it. Of course, you need to copy paste it somewhere. I will keep this window open to get it later when needed. So this is my invoke URL. I hope it's clear. So I hope you either you can keep the window open, or you can make a note of it in your text editor so that you can use it in the future. And lastly, there you go. So we have created all our resources. Now we need to update our config.js file in the website deployment to include the invoke URL that we have took note of. So here we need to go back to our S3 bucket. We need to look at go to assets.js, config.js, and then we need to download our file. I have it already in my local file. Remember, we have that local file here that we have downloaded, and it contains my assets.js config. See here? So we will need to open it using your favorite editor, and as you can see here, there is some values that needs to be filled up. One of them is this one that we have already created. So this is the invoke URL that you need to copy and paste here. That's the first one. All right, let's have a look at the other values that we need to change. The invoke URL, we have done that. User pool and a user pool client. So let's have a look. I hopefully have kept my Cognito page, so I just need to refresh because I was signed off. But hopefully here we will find our pool, and as you can see here, you have something called user pool ID. You need to copy that. Okay, go back to your editor, user pool ID. Then it says that it needs the application. Remember, we have created two things, the user pool and the app client, which is this one. Okay, and the client ID is this one. Okay, now let's go back in here, user pool client ID. Boom, done. And the region is the region when you have set this all, which is North Virginia. I will just copy this one, user east one. You have it here as well, and that's it. I'm done with creating my config.js. So I need to save, of course, my changes, and then I need to go back to my bucket. I need to refresh because I was logged out. And then remember, in your objects you have all of these files, and we said that we need to update the JS. So config.js is here. I just need to upload my new JS. I'll select add file and then config. This is my local folder that I have downloaded and unzip it. Assets JS config.js. It contains all the values populated: the user pool ID, the user pool client ID, the region, and the invoke URL with those resources that we have created during the workshop. So I will open it and upload it. It exists already, so it will override. All right, it will override the existing one with the new one. All right, done. Save your changes and close the file. On the overview tab, choose upload. So that's what we have done, and then khalas, we are completely done with module 4. Now we need to test things up by selecting the sign in. Remember this URL, and I told you that you need to add the sign in. So that's why I added because here in the instructions it's how you will create a new user. Okay, you will get a new user link by email. You need to validate your email address. Of course, you need to set up your password and then verify it. Okay, so let's try to create actually anyway, and I'm not sure if I have already this user. Let's yeah, let me create a new user for you. So because I have already a user, but here you go. You can create your own here by just setting the username and password, and then registration successfully. Perfect. So my permissions, my authentication is well done. I will save my new password, and then I will go back to my email inbox, and yeah, wait a little bit for it to show here. Hopefully it will show. I think it is shown here. Yeah, I'll be waiting for the verification code. There you go. So it's 347499. Verify. Verification successful. Perfect. Let's use it to sign in to our hopefully it will sign in to my AppStream, so it works. So as you can see here, when I clicked on sign in, it executed the Lambda function that opened the AppStream fleet with the example that we have said. Remember here, just remind you by quickly looking at the AppStream page. I think I have closed it, but it's okay. I can open it again. So AppStream, yeah. Just as a reminder, here when I have created a new sample, remember here I have in the second step, which is this one, choose an image. Next, here. So this is the SaaS example I have selected when creating my Amazon AppStream fleet. This is the sample one, and as you can see here, it contains Firefox, Notepad, Eclipse. There you go, Firefox, Notepad, Eclipse, and then you can use any one of them by just clicking on them, clicking on the app you want to stream. It will take some time to load. Of course, we are talking here about streaming applications, so it will be loaded in your browser so you can interact with it. So you can see here it's gonna take a while, but yeah, I just this is the final step. We are testing it. We have created a new user, we have verified it, and then we have signed up. So, and then signed in, and the Lambda function was executed properly using the invocation link from API Gateway. And as you can see here, it's loading now, and hopefully Firefox will open for me, and that should end my demo. Hopefully it will load. There you go. Oof. That's where you should land, successfully opening an application or a SaaS. In this case, Firefox for us is a SaaS. It's an application that we could open using AppStream. I hope this was useful. I hope you can make it to the end as I did. Good luck, and yeah, looking forward to your comments. If you have any questions, or if you have missed something, or if you had an error, please let me know, and I might assist you. Happy learning, and have a great day or evening. Bye.